This character is mentioned in the New Testament as well. Jesus uses him as a negative example. Well, that's not quite fair. The wife is a negative example. But let me read Luke 17:28. Likewise, just as it was in the days of Lot, they were eating and drinking, buying and selling, planting and building. But on the day that Lot left Sodom, it rained fire and sulfur from heaven and destroyed all of them. So there, the point he's making is that you don't know when the Son of Man will come back. You've got to be ready. It's going to be a surprise. It'll be a shocker. And then in Luke 17:32, remember Lot's wife. Those who try to make their life secure will lose it, but those who lose their life will keep it. So Lot's wife looks back at Sodom. This verse speaks to many of us because we can look back at the world. We can look back at the world we've come from, and sometimes we look at the world and we're tempted by things we were never even tempted by when we were in the world. And so this is a dire warning, this short, pithy verse, remember Lot's wife. The other place he is mentioned in the New Testament is 2 Peter chapter 2. Let me read verse 7. It says, if the Lord rescued Lot, a righteous man greatly distressed by the licentiousness of the lawless, for that righteous man, living among them day after day, was tormented in his righteous soul by their lawless deeds that he saw and heard. And the verse continues, and we're wondering, what? 2 Peter 2, 7 and 8. Here, nothing bad is said about Lot. Again, the highlight is on Sodom, as it is in the parallel letter of Jude. And in fact, we learn that he's greatly in distress. He's tormented in his righteous soul. Well, wait a minute. Didn't he make all those compromises? Yes. Didn't he make some poor choices? Yes, he did. But the verdict of the Bible, the verdict of the New Testament, is that he was a righteous man after all. And his being rescued is an example of how the righteous will be rescued later. In fact, it seems in a way he's rescued yet again. Peter rescues his reputation. You would never have known that. But the final verdict lies with the Lord. What are some things we learn about God? In each podcast, try to conclude with some things of theological significance. We learn first. We may start out with genuine faith, yet gradual compromise erodes conviction, degree by degree. Compromise, degree by degree, and conviction is eroded, degree by degree. When our lives are disintegrating, quote unquote, it may be a sign that the Lord wants our attention and our hearts. He is the God who rescued us. He is the God who will continue to rescue us. Next, we learn about God that He will bless us as we act out of faith. But when we act out of fear, His providence may be present, but we may forfeit the blessing. Third, He wants us to invest ourselves in His promises, not in the allure of the world. Abraham trusted God's promises. He pitched his tent in the promised land. Lot, on the other hand, was attracted to what the world had to offer. The Lord wants us to really invest ourselves emotionally, physically, economically in His promises. And last, final judgment, and even the judgment of motives, belong to the Lord. We mustn't be too hasty to analyze Bible characters and judge their motives. For more on this, 1 Corinthians 4, verses 3 to 5, nor should we be too quick to judge other people we know. Judging motives is very, very difficult.